Hello everybody. I appreciate you guys waiting down here. I didn't realize there was this many people here. I actually was down at the other end. So I'm just going to give you a quick statement, and then again we'll probably follow up with more information as it comes to us. So what I can tell you right now is the Pawtucket police received a call at about 2:28, 2:30 this afternoon that we had an active shooter at Lynch Arena. Upon arrival, police were met with several people obviously inside the arena, and there was 2 casualties within the arena. The suspect was confirmed as one of those casualties. Later on, we learned that another casualty from the shooting was at the hospital, that they succumbed to their injuries after being at the hospital, and there is 3 additional victims at the hospital that all are in critical condition at this time. It appears that this was a targeted event, that it may be a family dispute. We cannot release the names of the victims because obviously we want to speak to the family, make sure that the family is well aware of what happened before we release that information publicly. We had assistance from multiple police departments that came in to assist, to offer their assistance. Obviously the Attorney General is also there with us now going over the crime scene. We had several people in the building, so we are talking to them, so we're trying to put together the story and the timeline of what happened.
Did this happen in the stands? Can you just describe the layout in there and where this all took place?
So because we're in the initial stages of the investigation, I can't get into detail. Obviously, we're still investigating that. We're talking to all the witnesses. Like I said, there were several people within the Lynch Arena because it was a high school hockey game. So we're talking to all those witnesses. We have several witnesses that were here, and then some that we have brought to the police station where we're talking to them there. We also were able to take everybody inside the building, and we reunified them with their families down by Walgreens. We used RIPTA buses to be able to reunite those kids and people in the stands with their families.
Was the shooter related to the other victims? You said a family dispute.
Yes, so because it's a family dispute, I don't know the relationship exactly at this point because it's still initial, but yes, it is family related.
Are you releasing any other information about the other victims, ones in critical, juvenile, adults, any other?
Not at this time until we speak to the families and we get more information.
But the mayor said it was a young girl. Is that correct or not correct?
It was a female, is what we know.
Just
yeah.
a female's all you're saying, no age?
Yeah, no age, we don't know.
Chief, Dan Jada from NBC 10, can you confirm that the victim is actually the daughter of the suspect?
Okay, so I'm not going to confirm who actually is the casualties at this point because, again, we want to speak to the families and make sure the families are well aware of what happened before we release any information. Again, we're still only at the initial stages. It only happened at 2:30 this afternoon. Again, we went in, like I said, there were several people in there. We have several witnesses that are at the station, so we're going to put it together a story before we release information to make sure that the information's put out there is accurate and correct, and there's nobody.
Chief, the 4 victims were hospitalized. Were they hospitalized because they may have been trampled and pushed down, but they actually were not shot?
No, so we have, we have 3 deceased victims, right? We have 3 deceased. The suspect, and then we have 2 victims. And then we have 3 at the hospital that were part of the incident that, no, they were not trampled, that they were shot. Yes.
Was the suspect shot by police or was it self-inflicted?
I'm sorry, there's multiple people.
Oh, good.
So what I can say right now is that that's the information that we're going to put out. We're going to obviously probably have more information as the day progresses. Again, we want to speak to all the people that were witnesses so that we can get an accurate story to put out there. I can tell you that we're probably going to have another press release tomorrow, right? We have a lot of people that we want to talk to today. We want to make sure that we get accurate statements. We want to make sure we put it together. We want to make sure we speak to the families. And again, we have to go to the hospital also. And if we can speak to those victims at the hospital, we obviously want to make sure that we do that also. So that's the information I'm going to give you for right now. And then again, I will give you more information as we get it. But I'm not...
It's a little disputed, including we have a suspect. Is the suspect dead of a self-inflicted?
So,
Were the police involved?
Again, what I can say is that, no, the police were not involved.
Okay.
What I can say that, again, we're putting all the pieces together. It appears from a self-inflicted gun wound, but we are going to investigate that fully. The police were not involved in that.
Is there, so there's a suspect who is dead and then there are 2 victims, or those teen victims?
Well, I'm not releasing their ages, but it appears that they're both adults.
Are they both related to the suspect?
Again, I'm trying to... That's okay. I know, and I want to make sure that with the information we're putting out there, because again, they're family members at home, we want to make sure that we speak to them first before they hear it on the news or in the media. It is very important for us to make contact with the families and get an accurate depiction of what the family dynamics look like so that we can be able to put it out there accurately.
Is there any way that you could do another press briefing later tonight? Because otherwise information gets kind of squabbled. That way,
No, we are.
that's what happened in Providence.
We're going to try. Right,
Okay.
like I said, we're following the police investigation. Right now it's about the families. Right, there were multiple families involved. This was, high school children, so our hearts go out to the families, and we'll give you as much information we can. We know it's important to get it out there, but they want to get it out there accurate so there's no misinformation.
Mayor, are you able to speak to that, just the trauma these people suffered today?
I mean, I haven't seen anybody. I can't imagine. I'm watching some people as they're getting put on buses. So, sorry. There has to be traumatic, right, to everybody. I haven't had a chance to talk to anybody. We're trying to piece it together. They're all being shipped out to have conversations with to keep the investigation going, and we're dealing with the families. We have a lot of our services, family services, the Nonviolence Institute, a lot of our partners. They're all in there. They're doing grief counseling, so we're working close with them as well.
What are some of your concerns when you hear about a shooting inside an arena like this with so many young people?
Of course, when you get the call, you think it's the worst thing, right? And I mean, it's very serious. Having said, this was an isolated incident in some ways. It's tragic. And you think about that, right? You're the family, all the resources. We have men and women out there, so your mind goes in all different directions.
Mayor, were any of the players on the ice targeted or hurt in any way?
I don't know that. I know they were on the ice, but I don't know if any of them
But
were
it
on
appeared
the
it
ice.
was in the stands.
Chief,
Mayor,
for that.
you clear that it was also live streamed so that other people may have seen this, obviously.
That's what they're piecing together, and we're getting through the investigation, yes.
You say that it's an isolated incident, but it's been just 2 months since that tragic shooting on the campus of Brown University. Can you speak to how traumatic it might be for the people in this community to be experiencing 2 mass shootings within such a short span of
I mean,
time?
the fortunate thing is they're not related, but it is very tragic, right? You're thinking about these are high school kids that were doing an event, they were playing, with their families watching, a fun time, and it turned into this. So it's got to be traumatic.
Mayor, were you victims who stepped in that you know of to help?
So again, I understand that there's live stream out there. It's in the initial stages of the investigation. So if there are witnesses or people that stepped in, we're going to leave that information will be confidential until we speak to them. But at this point, what I can tell you is that there were several people in there at the time. Again, yes. I'm trying to see him over it, and it's a little difficult. You guys have it a little higher, but okay. So obviously there were people inside, so I can say that people did assist. But as to the level of the assistance, again, we want to speak to everybody to make sure that we have an accurate statement before we put it out there. Because unfortunately, if we put information out there and it's not exactly accurate, and it was, again, live streamed only for the sense that so that other people could watch the hockey game. So again, that information will come out a little later.
Chief, you had said families plural involved or just one family?
No, I believe it's just one family.
Chief, have you reached out to all the schools? Because there was like 6 schools out there between the co-ops out there.
So again, we have been on the scene the whole time. As the coaches know, so I'm assuming that the coaches would have reached out to the schools because obviously, I guess with hockey, it's more regionalized, so it's multiple schools that are playing for one team. So the coaches are there, and I'm sure that they made the schools aware. But personally, we haven't reached out to the schools yet. We will, obviously, but we have been doing in the middle of the investigation.
And as the information comes out.
Is the suspect a male or
Okay.
female? Because there was some confusion from people who actually witnessed this.
Yeah. So again, that's about the extent of what we're going to be able to release at this point. We will give more information as it comes out later today, and then if we can do a press release tomorrow once we've been able to speak to all the witnesses, because again, there was many people inside the arena. We have to speak to all of those people that were in there, give statements. Even if they have nothing to add, we still have to make the attempt and the effort to speak to them to make sure that we have all the
So
information.
this is
okay?
over. No
Thank you
danger
very
of
much.
abuse.
Thank you.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No danger at all.
Thank you.
And you're Dawn. And you're Tina. Tina. Thank you. Switch out the mic.